What up, y'all? It's PBJ back at it again with another video. So, I'm keeping up on my promise. I'm a man of my word. Talking about natural bodybuilding once again. So, this video is dedicated to a comment I got on the last video. And I also want to say thank you for all the new subscribers that have joined the channel. I really appreciate the support from the last video. I'm going to continue talking about this. I want to inspire people to stay natural, okay? See these biceps right here? I'm going to show you. But this comment comes from Gennaro87. So shout out Gennaro87. Man, I really look up to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There's not many impressive natural physiques out there, but you have one. I would say there is. A lot of them aren't as known because when people scroll social media, you know, and I'll get into this in another video, but social media is kind of clouded by all the people that are, you know, using enhancements and such things. And that's why I'm kind of trying to, especially younger people, I want to inspire them, you know, stay natural. But I do think there are quite a few impressive natural physiques. I just don't think they're highlighted as much. But thank you very much, so I appreciate that. Something difficult for me is to cut fat, and I've never achieved to be under 15% of body fat. If you could talk about it in one of your next videos, I'd appreciate that. I send you a big hug from Mexico, bro. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, to be under 15% body fat. Now, as some of you may noticed, it's exactly where I sit usually. So, and I'm bulking right now. I think right now, today I woke up at around 203.9 pounds. And I must admit, right away, I have always been, a skinny guy, basically. And I say skinny in quotations, because I always had like broader shoulders and stuff, but I was pretty skinny. I'll kind of show something up on screen of how I used to look when I began. I was around 167 pounds my senior year of high school. And back then, all I really did was, I'd do like some hammer curls with some milk jugs that I filled up with water. I'd do like some push-ups before school, and I would arm wrestle people. That was about it. So it didn't really work out at all. Went on my first dirty bulk. It was the year I graduated. I went on my first dirty bulk. And I gained about 40 pounds. So I went from 167 to about 206. And I did not like how I looked, and I was definitely probably hovering around like, I don't know, maybe like 18-19% body fat, maybe even 20 at that time. I kind of, my gut was a little bloated. I did not have the abs that you see today, and I didn't like how I looked. So what did I do? This is when I went from just like arm wrestling my friends and stuff. I started a for real workout routine. And I also at the same time started cutting for the first time ever. Never thought I would have to do it because I've always been naturally lean. But this is when I started cutting for the first time. And essentially you can go on any website on the internet. And basically, I think it's called the TDE calculator or something. Is that what it's called? Do you remember?
TDEE.
TDEE calculator, thank you. And basically you find out what your maintenance calories are, put in your activity level. The main thing you really want to focus on is the sedentary level. How many you burn by doing nothing. And you pretty much go from there. I would say, back then for me, I was doing pretty extreme. Well, maybe not pretty extreme, I don't know. It was basically somewhere around like, I don't know the exact deficit I went into, but I'm sure that 500 is somewhere where I was at. So I found out whatever my maintenance calorie was, went into a 500 calorie deficit every day. And I was, experiencing rapid weight loss, and I started working out at the same time when I had never worked out before. So I pretty much gained muscle and I burned fat. And I also did it properly by taking enough protein every single day. I made sure to hit that protein. They say you need about 0.7 grams per pound of body weight. I was hitting that every single day, maybe even beyond that. And I want to say this. A lot of people wonder, how do you lose weight? A lot of people wonder, you know, a lot of different things. And people throw a lot of different things out there. And, you know, on the internet, there's a lot of fluff. I'm going to give it to you straight. It's hard work, okay? That hard work could be cardio. That hard work could be maybe you're in an extreme deficit and you don't work out. I've known people that they're doing cardio only and they're just maintenance calories, and that ends up putting them in a deficit because they do a lot of cardio, so they lose weight that way. I've known people that, you know, they're just eating less. So, you know, calorie deficit, and basically lost a ton of weight that way. They stayed strict. The cold hard truth is that it's really hard work that nobody wants to do. And it's the same thing with getting jacked. Why do you think so many people these days are on all these enhancements and such things? They want it the easy way. They want to be at the very top of the mountain without strengthening their body enough to climb up that mountain. Now, I'm not saying that's you. However, I will say a lot of people, they want it now. Somebody online sells them a solution. They're selling you a plan. They're selling you a supplement. They're selling you something. The real reality is, figure out how you're going to do it. So first of all, do you like cardio? Can you tolerate it? Even if you can't, do it anyway. Cardio is, I would say, the main factor when it comes to, you know, well, both the calorie deficit and the cardio are the main thing. But from what I've noticed personally, because I'm not a big fan of food, I must say it outright, I'm not a big eating person. I'm eating a lot right now because I'm bulking, but I've always found it hard to get down a lot of food. But basically, exercise more, eat less. Cardio. And even more specifically, the Stairmaster. I will use my anecdote as my buddy David. Shout out my buddy David. He did the most insane thing ever. I'm not sure how much of a calorie deficit he was in, but he was in a calorie deficit, and he would do the Stairmaster every single day on like level 7 or level 8 or something. And he would do it for an hour at a time, sometimes even 2 hours. I literally, over time, over the course of a couple of months, I watched the weight just melt off of him. I think it was like 30 pounds that he lost in a matter of a couple months. Now, this is extreme, and he is an ambitious person, just like myself. However, it's possible for anyone to make a change. And the main thing I want to preach with this video, and with all of natural bodybuilding, anything like that, is you're going to have to put in the work that you don't want to do, and do things you've never done to get what you've never had. So, when it comes to cutting weight, cardio, I'll say that first and foremost. I used to bike every single day. I don't do it much anymore. Now I more prefer walking. So, you know, get your steps in. If you go to the gym already, hit up the Stairmaster. And if you are doing the Stairmaster, do not touch those handlebars. Even if you got to do it slow to get your balance, do that instead of touching the little handlebars. I cannot stand when people are just hugging those handlebars. It really takes all the difficulty out of the Stairmaster, if you ask me. Whenever I do the Stairmaster, maybe I'll even make a video about it, but do not touch those handlebars. Seriously, like, you're almost defeating the purpose of it, if you ask me. Some people disagree. You know, this is about my opinion, my anecdote. When it came to me losing weight, though, the main thing for me was definitely keep exercising, keep working out, lifting weights. Make sure you're getting some carbs. And a lot of people say, oh, no carb. Carbs give you energy, okay? Calories is what you want to have down a little bit. The carbs are fine, okay? A lot of people, they're always trying to sell you something, so the information they give you is whack. You know, create a problem, sell people the solution. Like, we don't do that around here, okay? The real reality of it is you're going to have to do work that you don't want to do. Do your cardio, and don't skip it. Don't be like, oh, I've already tried cardio. No, you haven't. You haven't done it enough if you're not where you want to be. I promise you. You're either if somehow you are doing all this cardio and not losing any weight, how much are you eating? You gotta, a lot of it is being honest with yourself, right? You got to be honest. How many calories did I really eat today? Did I really track my calories? Did I track the correct serving size? And did I actually do the amount of cardio that I think I did? And I believe consistent daily efforts when it comes to cardio, they don't have to be extreme. You don't have to be David Goggins, but I believe a consistent daily effort is really all it takes when it comes to the cardio, and being able to get the benefits from that when it comes to obviously your cardiovascular system, but also losing weight. A consistent effort every single day, just a little, and then you build it up. You'll be amazed at how much your body changes. Because when I was doing that cut that I'm telling you about, I was biking around a lot, okay? So mainly the biking around, obviously a calorie deficit. I was very strict with it, okay? I did it extreme. You don't have to do it extreme, but if you really want this, if you really, really want this, right? If you want this, you can't cheat it. A lot of things in life you can cheat, okay? If you want the appearance of being at the top of the mountain, you can cheat that. If you want people to think of you a certain way, you can cheat that to a degree. But if you want the real reality of the situation, you got to do the hard work. Do your cardio. Be in your calorie deficit. Do it to whatever degree you can tolerate. Be honest with yourself and put in the work. That's really all there is to it. And along the way, not only will your body change, your confidence will change, your mentality will change. And that's the most beautiful part of all this, is the journey, the process. You got to fall in love with the process, but you're not going to like it. I didn't work out for a long time. I would only arm wrestle with my friends. Why did I do that? Because I did not like working out. When I started, I hated working out. Hate's a strong word. I hated it. I would try working out. I was like, oh, I want to get big. I want to get jacked. But I didn't want to put in the work it took to get jacked. Working out was hard. You think I want to do that? It's hard. It's hard work. I didn't want to do it at the time. I dirty bulked to try to get bigger, but I wasn't working out to get bigger like I needed to. So then I dirty bulked too hard, and what ended up happening? Got a little bit, overweight, started that cut. The rest is history. I've been working out ever since. And that started because I had the proper motivation. You need some degree of motivation. You need a goal when it comes to the beginning of it. But the discipline is what keeps you going. The discipline of doing it when you don't want to do it. That's what gets you, to where your goal is. And you're going to have to sacrifice the person you are right now to be the version of you that has achieved this goal. So overall, I'm going to say cardio, hard work, calorie deficit. If you already know these things, don't avoid it. And this message, I'm going to preach it over and over and over again on this channel. I hope I inspire someone, okay? That would be awesome. But even if I don't, I love this game. So I'm going to keep doing it anyway. And let me know in the comments, if you made it this far in the video, if you have any questions about natural bodybuilding or just something you want me to talk about. Please, just like I believe it was Gennaro. Sorry if I got that wrong, but I believe it was Gennaro that left that comment. So shout out Gennaro. And Gennaro 87. Leave a comment. Let me know what you want me to talk about with natural bodybuilding. And yeah, I think the most beautiful thing about all this is that you can't cheat a good physique. That's natural, the mentality that comes with it, the way how you have to learn about all this stuff. You have to learn how to push yourself hard. You have to learn how to, be able to handle the difficulty of it. And you have to learn the right way to do it, You're strengthening, like I said before in a previous video, when you're climbing the mountain, you're strengthening your fingertips, you're strengthening your arm, your back, all these different things. And eventually you're strong enough to get to the top. So there's just another link in the chain. another video I'm posting about this topic. Many more to come. I will be keeping my word. I know there's times where I said I'm going to be making more videos and, you know, I took a little break. Life happens, all right? But I'm for real. So stay tuned. And I believe that's about it from me. Hope this message touched your heart in some way. Hope it helped you, inspired you. Like, comment, subscribe. Those 2 words I say at the end of every single video. I'll kind of get this in the background behind me. Stay jacked. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.